Hey everybody, welcome to our live stream. My name is Bobby Omar and I'm here with Ilya Francis. We're going to talk about LinkedIn strategies from basic to advanced. A little bit about myself. I'm a LinkedIn top voice, a motivational speaker who's done 1,000 keynotes and workshops across 4 continents the last 20 years. I am an Inc. magazine top 100 leadership speaker and I've done 5 TEDx talks. And I'm a big content creator and a big LinkedIn advocate. And so teaching how to use LinkedIn strategies from content, relationship building, or even just the basics to advance is really what we're doing today. And I'd like to hand over to my co-host Ilya to share her introduction.
Thank you so much. As the garbage truck is just passing by, so if you hear something, then bear with me.
I
Thank
didn't
you
hear anything. So,
for that's been because I have the noise right here. But it's a pleasure to see you and to come back to the stream with you, Bobby, from Toronto, Canada. I am a LinkedIn video content creator as well. I help professionals and entrepreneurs to shine bright and to use that imperfect self that you are back to, like, it bringing it into the camera lens for build your personal brand, for bringing your personality and your voice online as you have it offline, and always a way for people to understand that there's always something that you have to say, even though you might have the same profession, the same career, or the topics that you talk, as many as thousands of people. It never is exactly the same. It's always unique, and that's why teaming up with Bobby is an honor, because I know that we will help you create strategies, find tools into bringing it to your own package and help you stand out online.
yeah, no, I agree, and I think that that's the reason we're here. So if you're tuning into this, the whole point of this is to teach you LinkedIn strategies. And so wherever you're watching this, we are streaming this across multiple platforms, LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram, and you can basically put your comments in the comment section of the chat box. If you have any questions, we can answer them for you. We'll even feature some of the things that show up. We'll put them on the bottom of the screen, and be sure to follow Ilya and I for this. So I guess I think the best way to start with this is really to talk about why is LinkedIn so important. So maybe I'll start with you, Ilya, and and then I'll share why I think it's so important. So why don't you go ahead?
Absolutely. Like, since Facebook came to life, there has come so many competitors into the online scene, because uh, companies, corporations have realized, and overall individuals have realized the power of the presence in the internet, the power of the online visibility. And this has come, and evolved along these years, but especially for individuals, for professionals, and those who thought that, they didn't have any talent, but by simply showing up consistently, they created their own space. They created a way to build a community, to be seen, and for people to either admire them. You might have some detractors as well. You might have some people who really dislike you, but in the end, you create your own impact. And so professionals have taken it, and that's why, especially LinkedIn, I noticed the difference in content value, material, and the tips that you can take advantage of, apply, and improve either your career, your business, or simply that personal brand that you want to build, but you don't know where to start, where you don't know whether you're going to sound smart enough, whether your vision will get to fruition, without being seen as, well, maybe you don't have the expertise, or maybe you have the years of experience but no one has seen you yet. I think LinkedIn is the best land to fertilize and to harvest those fruits from.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most for the most part, look, the truth is most people don't know how to use LinkedIn properly. But the truth is, LinkedIn has 1 billion users, and it's the number one place where people go for a job search, where they go to build their brand, to build thought leadership. It's a place where they interact and share knowledge. It's quite a community right there. And there's a reason why it's growing so fast, because I think LinkedIn is a really professional place to share your brand, talk about your business, and that's why people are here. Now, what's interesting is that most people aren't, advanced users. Most people don't know how to use it, and so even though we kind of coach people on A, B, C, all the way to X, Y, Z of LinkedIn. Um, I really want to focus on the beginner part, because you might be a small business owner, not sure how to use it, or maybe you are using it, but you're like not getting the results you want. You might be a C-suite exec that just is too afraid to share stuff on here or to engage, or maybe you're just an avid job seeker or someone trying to build your brand out there, and you're trying to figure out how to use the platform. So that's why you want to have something here. There's a lot of opportunity here, whether you're creating video or doing regular posts or imagery-based posts or just messaging people, but even building your profile just to begin with. So there's lots of opportunity. You can start with the biggest basic stuff to just have a clear profile, or you can start with the more advanced stuff. It's really up to you. But we're here to help you. One of the reasons why Leila and I are doing it, we both are in the Greater Toronto area, and we're also going to be doing a workshop in the fall on how to get started on LinkedIn and go through it in a very, very detailed level. If you want to know more about it, feel free to reach out to us anytime, and I'm happy to share a bit about what we're doing. I'm also part of the Thought Leaders Brand Club, which is a membership community for small business owners, and of course, in that group are people like Ilya and other people who are career experts, LinkedIn experts, personal branding experts, and you can find out more about TLB Club and join one of our calls on a regular basis to kind of see what it's all about. But if you're watching this, make sure you check out what we're doing and ask your questions, and we'll try to answer any along the way. In the meantime, we're going to share some of our tips. So I think that let's start with the big, in terms of basic strategies. I mean, what are some I'll start by sharing my top 3 tips to just start on LinkedIn. Is number one, what is your objective? Like, what are you trying to do? So, are you trying to get a job and get promoted? Are you trying to get clients? Are you just trying to get more, build a network that can lead to other opportunity? What exactly is your main objective? That's important. Once you have your main objective, then the second thing to think about is, okay, now who's your target audience? Who are you trying to track? So let's say you're a job seeker trying to get a job in, I don't know, let's say nanotechnology. Okay, great. So then are you targeting people who would hire a nanotechnologist? If you're a business owner and trying to attract people who are, let's say, women who want to be authors, are you attracting those people who want to become authors? In my case, particularly, I like to attract people who are TEDx enthusiasts. People want to land a TEDx talk. So I focus on either C-suite or business owners who want to land a TEDx talk to amplify their brand. So then I would think about my target. And the third thing is then, okay, what is your personal brand? Is it clear who you are, what you're doing, what you talk about? Because if your brand says, these are the 10 things I do, that's confusing. If you have number one, maybe number two, maybe number three, but let's say number one is the main thing you do. And then there's 2 or 3 things that are kind of similar to the first one. That's more clear than having the 10 things you do. So having a clear personal brand, I think, goes a long way as well. So that's just the beginning kind of setup before you even do any work physically on your LinkedIn site. Ilya, what about you? What do you think are some of the basic things to consider when you get going on LinkedIn?
Yeah, when you started with the core of the essence of truly um, communicating what you're going to do. Why you're claiming this present by started sharing information on LinkedIn, and it's the why. And I understand that some people are multifaceted, that had multiple skills, and they want to share a little bit of everything. And this is where people start diluting themselves into so many things they want to say. And that's why I am so in agreement with you, Bobby, when you emphasize the fact of building a personal brand, building the person, building, sharing who Bobby Marr, who Willie Francis, who John Smith, who who you truly are in essence. And it can be father, professional, devoted husband, or a partner, or you want to simply use the channel for a specific purpose, and it's business. Maybe it's attracting leads, maybe it is creating business relationships that can be taken offline, and they can, bring grounds for more business opportunities in case that, you are a business owner, for example. But providing your own voice, what you stand for, what is the core of your messaging, and the core comes from the why, from the goals that you have for this current year, for LinkedIn specifically, what you want to share with the world, and then making it clear in the profile brings it all in a very cohesive way. But then we come to the content creation. What is the message? And I see the disconnection, the gaps between the profile and what you're sharing online. That sometimes it becomes the reposting only, because you feel hesitant to start creating a post with your own thoughts, because you might be judged by others that haven't seen you yet talking to them. So maybe you think that, maybe I'm gonna break the ice by simply reposting a message that has nothing to do with, for example, for what you say you are in your profile, and then people might start feeling that disconnection. Okay, you are sharing this is because what? Is because of the messaging, and then you need to elaborate. That's why it's so important that even if it's imperfect, you share your thoughts about why you're sharing, why you're, bringing this piece of information, regardless whether it is an article, whether it is a video from another creator or from a company that has shared this previously. Giving context, it's important. So now you give context, fabulous, but no one knows you. No one has understood why you are starting to share pieces of information or content online. So the best tip that I can give you, that after you have your why, your goals and objectives, the profile is aligned to what you said you want to do, is to introduce yourself, break the ice by creating a conversation. And breaking the ice doesn't have to be on video, but it's the most personal way for you to bring your face, bring the inflection, the beauty, or your voice into the equation, for people to really understand that, well, you might not be physically with them, but you're creating the space. You're saying, look, I've faced a problem for many, many years, and it has been my inability to create meaningful relationships with people. And I'm providing an example right off the bat. So I am breaking the ice. I am introducing myself on LinkedIn, because with my 25, 15, 10 years of experience, I've learned that the best way for humans to communicate is to give their faces, to show their faces, and to simply say, I am here no matter how imperfect I feel. So my name is Celia Francis. I would love to have a conversation with you, to connect or create a meaningful chat where we can share tips, where we can share any insecurity, because this is what you're creating, a supporting group, for example, or if you would like to bring your expertise for free in a way of newsletters, articles, and videos, then you are here. You're stating what your intentions are, and that maybe it will evolve along the way. That's that you're simply bringing into the world of LinkedIn, that you're here, you're claiming it, and thank you so much. Feel free to comment and to start a conversation in the comment sections, in DMs, etc. Boom, you broke the ice, and that is the path. That is the path.
And Ilya talks a lot about building a relationship, and so I put a little QR code there if you want to follow Ilya on LinkedIn. you totally can. So make sure you click on that link. That will be great. And I think that it also reminds me of, speaking of building relationships. I mean, I talked about the first, three things. What's your objective, who's your target, what's your brand. But the other thing is then you also have, in terms of building a relationship, three main strategies or weapons you have on LinkedIn. So one is your profile. So you optimize your profile so that it says exactly who you are and what you're trying to do. Number two, content strategy, which is basically a way for you to showcase your expertise, to create conversations, to build followers, things like that. The third one is DMs or direct messages, where you're messaging people and having conversation with them in the inboxes. Although that's typically more an advanced thing, and I think that again for people, I don't want to scare people away. I think that people, if you want to have something more basic, let's start with the beginning thing. And I'm gonna there's my QR code. You can follow me on LinkedIn and see kind of what I'm up to, because again, Eli and I are going to be doing an in-person workshop for anyone that's in Toronto over 2 hours, take them through the basics, the setup, give them some content and strategies to deal with. And we'll talk a bit about the more advanced things like storytelling and video content and things like that. But in the beginning, it's really, I'll start with the first thing, which is your profile. So the most people who are at the beginning or don't know what to do, whether you're a C-suite or business owner, is like, look, Ilya kind of mentioned it, what is your profile saying, what your content is saying? And if they're completely different, that's weird, right? So you have to make sure they're aligned. So it's very important to have your profile. And I think just a beginning starting point with a profile is, first off, your make sure your headshot is a good one. There's a great tactic called Photo Feeler to put together a really good headshot for yourself. Number two, your headline. Most people just say like, vice president of banking, or, CEO of Bobby Umar Industries, but that doesn't tell me anything what you do. So you have to be a little more specific. Like, hey, here's the problems I solve. Here's what I'm passionate about. Throwing maybe some credibility. I mean, if you look at mine, it says things like, actually, let me read it here, because it says things like, yeah, number one, it says I land you a TEDx talk guaranteed. Then it says I'm a keynote speaker, trainer, and coach. And then I said my expertise in thought leadership, personal branding, storytelling, digital presence. And then I mentioned some cred. I'm a LinkedIn top voice. I'm a 5-time TEDx and Inc. magazine top 100 leadership speaker. So, and then I even have hard gaga, just to make it more personal, fun cheekiness there. So let them know what, and you have a lot of real estate there. So make sure you leverage that. And then of course you have the banner, which most people don't use. The banner is a really big space for you to look at, because as soon as they come to your profile, that's what they're going to see. The three things they'll see is your banner, even on a mobile. They'll see your headshot and they'll see what it is about you. And then maybe they'll click see more and they want to scroll the rest. And then there's other things you want to look at, which I'm going to segue to Ilya to maybe talk about the other things. So let's say we've optimized our banner. It looks really good. We know who you are, what you do. We have a nice headshot. And it's clearly, okay, this is a person that's going to help me with this problem. I like this. I'm going to click see more and I'm going to scroll down. And now maybe you can talk about what are some things on the profile that they can fix or optimize so that the people, when they scroll beyond, will be even more interested in maybe booking a call with them.
Exactly. So one of the aspects that LinkedIn has worked and has made available to us is visuals. It's visuals. We are visual animals. We love images. We love videos, and everything that is dynamic in front of our eyes catches our attention faster, of course, than words. So you have the feature section, and the feature section is these visual representations, like a ribbon just right under the main intro card that you have on your LinkedIn profile. And you can activate the feature section by either creating a post that has any sort of visual. It can be a picture, it can be a PDF, and a PDF on LinkedIn is also translated into a carousel, which is, the imaging feature in which, the user can scroll the pages without leaving the post. So by creating a post, sharing it, and then going through the main menu of that post, and you will find an option that says add it to your feature section. I believe it's a star, if they haven't changed the icon, by the way. And then once you click there, that feature section, that graphic or the visual representation within your LinkedIn profile will be activated. And this will allow you also as well to upload documents, to create, to upload links to external links. So, for example, you have a YouTube channel that you also would like to feature, your own website, or a specific offer that you have and that you would like firsthand anyone who visits your profile to see it. And it allow, it's amazing. It's information, it's data, and it's rich. So, the eyes of the visitor will stay anchored within your profile. And then you also have your about section. This is where, the story comes to life, the conversation gets started, the formal introduction. And I see it as such, instead of what we used to do when LinkedIn was, in their beginnings. We thought that, creating your LinkedIn about section was simply about to show, the many years of experience that you have, that you're a proven professional, that, you have the skills, that you have worked with this and many companies, and how capable you are of performing a specific series of tasks. This is conversation. It's a live conversation that talks to the visitor. So as such, you need to also bring this up. And the best way, and I know that Bobby is, one of the greatest storytellers, is, the tool that you could use to enrich your about section and talk about yourself. Because this is where the about is like, tell me about yourself. You can create a story of why, for example, you fell in love with your career. How do you come up to be or where you are in your professional field, on your business, or what you're simply on LinkedIn for? So you might say you provide a background. And for example, for those who don't know me, I am an immigrant to Canada. I am Venezuelan. So you can start, and I'm bringing a different version of my about section currently. So like I fell in love with LinkedIn video as, as the origins of social media started with Instagram. By testing the waters, I realized that I don't have a perfect image, but I have a lot to say, and I felt compelled to share, how others can break the fear of showing up on screen. And here is how I am, and now I can help others. I'm fortunate enough to help others create LinkedIn strategies, video content creation tools, and find a way by simply using the best tool that you always have at hand, and it is your mobile phone. You would like to know more about me, I would love to connect with you, to have a conversation, follow me, etc. That with that introduction, you already know that I am ready to help people, that I am ready to help someone, not what my past has been and what my credential has been, because that also has a space within the LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, and a few things to add to what you said. So in the about section, yes, storytelling is great. Invitations to connect with you, sharing your credibility, sharing how you help people. All those things are, I think, incredibly helpful. I want to go back to the you actually gave a bit of a more advanced tactic, which is the featured section, and that's a great place for you to put something. Now, Ilya is a LinkedIn video expert, right? And so actually, let me just remove the caption for a second so you'll see what I'm talking about here. But she has your LinkedIn video as in her profile. I'm a LinkedIn top voice, but like she's a video expert. I also do video too, but her videos are very, very fancier than mine. And I think that putting together a video of yourself, like just to reintroduce yourself. I'm a big believer in putting together like a 2 to 3 minute personal brand video of who you are, what you do, how you help people, and that can be a post on LinkedIn, and then you actually can put that in the feature section. So, I know video is a more advanced tactic, but I know that you love talking about video. So, if someone were to create a video to put in the featured section, which I think is a good idea, any tips you want to share on creating that video?
Absolutely. So It all depends. Again, it comes to objectives. Would you like to get the attention of recruiters, for example? And let's bring this case. Let's bring this example to life. You will understand that nowadays, just saying that no, I am proficient in Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Office, and this 1990s computing skills are now obsolete. So now you need to stand out in another way. And my best recommendation is to create a video that if it was an interview. So, you have one of the best tools that are free online, and it's ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT to give you an outline of one of your profession's interview questions are. You will outline, those questions, and then you're going to respond it on video. You're going to introduce yourself and say, like, I am so happy that you are here on my profile. I have always faced, I fell in love with my profession because of, and you can provide your reasons. Don't introduce yourself immediately. Introduce yourself right at the end, so you can continue giving information to the viewer that keeps them intrigued and to continue watching that video. It's like, I know that the manufacturing field is facing specific problems because of there are new automated tools that are no longer have that they still have very few specialized or skilled employees. So I master the fact of, and then you can provide what are you an expert at, and in this case then you continue creating the statement, why you're an expert, why people or an organization should hire a professional like you, what are your current skills, what are your interests, and how they can contact you. And of course, once you end up with those 5 items within your video, and this can be a minute or two, it can be well designed, so, or can be as natural and spontaneous as you prefer, as long as you communicate clear and concisely what you want without having filler words or because in the same way that you're going to interview someone and then you feel confident enough, the same should be communicated and transfer through your video to the viewer. And then you say, the best way to communicate with me is by sending me a connection request. I'll be happy to connect with you. And my name is Ilia Francis. I am an industrial engineer, a health and safety advisor, and I am, open to any questions that you might have regarding my expertise, my years of experience, and other skills that you might be of interest of that I have shared with you in this video. And I hope to talk to you soon. With that, you have already created a framework for recruiters to reach out to you, to create, to bring questions that they might have regarding the message that you have shared on video. So, and it's as I said, it can be 1 minute, it can be more, no more than 2 minutes. But by answering, what are the problems that your industry, your preferred industry faces, what are the solutions that are there, and how with your expertise you have created or you become the best candidate they can be. You're selling yourself. This is a selling point. This is a selling video about your professional self.
And again, like we are doing a workshop in Toronto in the fall. You can reach out to us. You can check out Ilia's profile, my profile as well. I also encourage you to check out TLB Club, because TLB Club is a community for business owners to get together and support each other. It's full of experts across a broad range of fields, including myself and Ilia. And the easiest thing to do is click on that link there in the QR code, and you can actually join one of our weekly Thursday calls, meet a guest expert in one of our Zoom masterclasses, and meet the members, meet me, and see what it's all about. That's a great starting point. If you have a question about LinkedIn, basic to intermediate to advanced, you can put them in the comments anytime. If you watch this live stream after it's done, you can still ping us or tag us. And we love that stuff. We love being tagged. We love being pinged, and we will happily answer your questions and or get on a call with you. And that's totally fine. So I think just want to make sure people are clear on that. Let's switch to the other thing. I mean, we've talked about the profile. That's really basic stuff. And again, when you do our workshop or when you work with it, we'll take you through the very beginning of that. I remember you said something interesting about content strategy, which was that a lot of people are nervous. They just repost stuff. That's true because they don't even add one line about here's what I think about this thing, which I think is really funny. So when it comes to content strategy and getting started, right? I mean, I would say that the beginning step to me is like, what are the things you want to share with the world, and particularly your target audience to meet your objective. But like, I find for me, there's questions that people always ask me. People always ask me questions, right? So they ask me a question like, Bobby, how did you get a TEDx talk? Okay, let me share how I got a TEDx talk. Bobby, how did you get to become the top voice? Well, I actually don't know, but let me explain why I don't know and what it's all about. How did you get 500,000 followers on Twitter? Okay, let me explain that. How do you become a speaker? Let me explain that. So these questions I get asked all the time, that's part of the content strategy I'm gonna put out there. Because to me, like, there's the top 5 questions that people ask me. There's also top 5 things that I really want to tell people. Like, for example, people ask me how I get a TEDx talk, but one thing I like to talk about is anyone can do a TEDx talk. Because a lot of people think, oh, who am I to do it? But I'm like, look, 10-year-olds have done TEDx talks. 18-year-olds have done 4 TEDx talks. So it's not about your status, your success. It's about the idea, topic, and story. And so for me, that's something I would share. So when it comes to starting with content, Ilya, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, with the clarity and your intentions to be online, it also comes the way that how the message will be shared. Um, if the idea is to slowly and over time to create your persona, your personal brand online, and that is not attached to a business, for example, but is the person who you are, the human. You can decide to have 4 different pillars, and pillars we say like frameworks, verticals where the information will be neatly organized and not simply sharing anything and everything with the objective of see what sticks. Because with the structure, people will start seeing the pattern, familiarity. They're going to like something, they're going to prefer some content from you, they're going to maybe not be as interested, and that is data, that is information, that is feedback that can help you figure out what is the information that your audience or your network, your connections and followers are interested in. And sometimes they might not be interested at all, but it's something that if for you it's important to share. It's a part of your principles, it's part of the mission that you have, and you put it out there. Then that is a way to create again another vertical within your content pillar, your content strategy. So you can have 4 different types of content that entertains, content that is personal. Personal doesn't mean that it needs to be intimate, and it needs to go to disclose your private life. You can be personal and still protect the privacy of the details of your life. And then you can be educational and also informative. So you have multiple information, you have multiple content pillars. And let's give you an example. You would like to entertain people. The entertaining content is, maybe the funny parts of your daily life, something that creates a memorable content, a story that happens to you, and there's a learning behind that you want to share with people. Those are informal situations that makes connections between you and the viewer. It makes you relatable. It makes you imperfect, just like every one of us are. Then the second one is when you truly want to show your expertise, and maybe you structure those content pillars to a specific day of the week. Maybe it isn't, that is random, that is expected. That you start, with a funny joke, with like our friend Rachel shares every Monday. What is the haiku? Is that
Yeah,
haiku?
yeah, yeah,
She creates, something that is informal and at the same time shares or expresses her personality. It can express your personality. Maybe is, the phrase of the week that will guide your week throughout, regardless of the action that you're taking. And it allows people to get to know your personality. Then the second one's the expertise. You really have with years, decades of experience in a field, and you understand that the field is evolving, and you want to bring news and updates on what is going on. And for those that are interested in such topic, then you bring a how to the newest trends, technology, maybe personalities that are celebrities basically, or like prominent in that industry. And then you have another day, and you share maybe a somewhat specific information or a lesson learned, mistakes that has happened to either you or someone else within the field that you would like people to know and understand, so that they avoid it. And you slowly, by sharing and repeating, first of all, you will understand, you will organize yourself. And second, you will provide people with a framework of, okay, where to find your information. Is it the video content? Is it a video tutorial? Is your newsletter, when you expand those knowledge, that information, and they can save it. I think with those four pillars, you will have enough for people to, one, get a version that you are tailoring of yourself, so then get to know you, like you, and trust
yeah. And I think from a content standpoint, I mean, a lot of what Ilya was saying was really awesome. And I mean, depending where you're at, I mean, you have to kind of a few things that come to mind. One is, pick content. Variety of content is really important. So just not you don't want to put the same content over and over again. But you have the opportunity to pick something that you feel comfortable with. So for example, I'm a motivational speaker, and Ilya is a video expert. So we are very comfortable doing videos. So we will do more videos than you might want to, and that's fine. You don't have
it.
to start with video right away. Um, Other people who love to write, you may want to start doing maybe a newsletter and write long form content, or make your LinkedIn post a little bit longer. Some people like humor, and maybe want to throw in a funny GIF or a meme and comment on that, and that's part of your strategy. So you have to pick what works best for you. Like, you have to use kind of what your own style is and try to be mindful of that. It is good to have variety for sure, but you want to you want to put things out there, and next thing you know, something will kind of take off. In the early days of LinkedIn, I started doing what was called a daily LinkedIn tip, just answering a quick question about LinkedIn, or about just my life's personal branding, networking, whatever it might be. And the other thing is, you have to be patient. No one noticed, like nothing happened. Then a few days later, I did another one, nothing happened. Then I put another one in, nothing happened. And like I did it 7 times before someone said, "Hey, good idea. I like that." Oh, okay, okay, great. Hi, how are you? Like, people start to notice, and next thing you know, they're engaging you. So start with the basics. Don't feel like you have to be. Don't overwhelm yourself. But it can't be like, it's got to be frequent, and it's got to be consistent. Minimum at least once a week. So maybe every Tuesday you share something at 3 p.m. whatever, or 8 a.m. whatever it might be. But most of us are doing more than that. And the second thing I'll say is really important from a content standpoint is that commenting is the best content. So if you're uncomfortable with putting a post out there, or you're just a reposter, go to someone's post, particularly somebody that you want to engage, or someone who's part of your target audience, and go say something. Comment on their posts. And the best way to do it is really share gratitude, offer your own take, and trust our conversation. So, for example, let's say Ilya shared a video post about video tips. And I'll say, "Hey, Ilya, I love your video. It was just so engaging and taught me a lot. I find that video is really helpful, especially when you keep it short, under a minute, and you have the captions and stuff. But what is your take on length, 15, 30, 60, 90 seconds. What do you think? And what I've done there is I've made her feel good by saying something nice about her post. Number two, I shared my own insight into who I am and what I do, and then I even asked her a question with the hopes that she might engage me and start a conversation. So commenting is a really, really powerful strategy, and it is considered content. There are people I know, like Judy Fox, for example, she's just a commenter and doesn't really do much of the content as much as she used to anymore. And that's fine. Like, you can do that too. There's other people who do mostly just DMs and they don't even do as much of the other stuff. So there are ways to do that. But for me, that's content is the way for you to start those conversations and showcase yourself. And because what's going to happen is when people look at your profile, they're going to then see, are you putting content out there? Or someone might see your content, and as soon as they see that and they like it, they're going to immediately go to your profile. So those two things have to be in sync. If they're not, then there's going to be a bit of a problem. So if you're following this thing, you can follow Ilya and myself. You can follow us. You can also check the TLB Club and join us for one of our weekly calls. We're doing a workshop in the fall as well on LinkedIn strategies for business owners and C-suite executives to help them really get the basics going and optimize their profile, their content strategy, give them a 90-day plan. So we're kind of excited about the workshop. But I also want to keep this live stream short. So if you have any future questions, just if you watch this in the future, just tag us or ping us or follow us and we'll answer your questions for you. I want to just spend a couple more minutes just on the advanced stuff. And let's talk, Ilya, since why don't you talk about just advanced video tactics, maybe, and then I'll talk a bit about advanced DM strategies.
Absolutely. So now we're getting to the nitty and gritty of creating videos, and now you understand that is hitting the record button, but they haven't had enough feedback or maybe the same as the expected receptivity that you have. So it comes to the structure of how you share your message. And remember that your audience, your viewers, it's not that they have short attention span, it's that they have a keen eye for people who do not communicate immediately, and they understand what you're about to share with them. And you'll see it in your Instagram reels or on YouTube shorts, or the one that created all of it, and it is TikTok. The content creator delivers a hook within the first 3 seconds, and then it has a specific structure. If you've seen, some videos from coaches that are, famous, that have become almost celebrities on TikTok or on social media, they start with a specific hook or a very catchy message. And then after they deliver the main message of the video, they introduce themselves. Hello, my name is Ilya Francis. I'm a LinkedIn video content creator, and I help people get from camera shy to camera star, for example. They understand who you are, what you do, and what you're about to say. But they also have a cadence in their conversation, and it is quite fast. You might be maybe a slow talker, as long as you deliver the message as fast as you can, and concisely, or in your very own way. So the hook. Let's talk about the structure of your video. Your structure is, first of all, you need to have a hook, and it's tailoring to the storytelling structure. And you have a hook, you have a problem, you have a solution, you have a takeaway, and then a call to action. You have 5 sections within that video, and it can be as short as 10 seconds. It can be 15 seconds, or it can be a minute. If your objective is, for example, you're on TikTok and you want to start monetizing your videos, the platform rewards people to stay for a full 60 seconds or a minute to start, adding money or monetizing, that specific point. Or that specific video. So start with the hook. There are multiple hooks. There are the you hooks. Are you, will you, have you? And that states, on a specific situation. Have you struggled with creating meaningful videos that are being watched from beginning to end? My name is Celia Francis, and I'm a video content creator, and I'll help you go from camera shy to camera star without other tool than your own phone. I am telling you already. What am I about to say? A little introduction, and then I state, I follow up with the problem, for example. Then I give you a tip or a solution. And if you want to see more, feel free to follow me on TikTok. If you follow me on LinkedIn. So I gave you in 1 minute, the desired timeline that you have for that information. You have the hook, you introduce yourself, you have a problem, a solution, and a takeaway, and boom, a call to action. And slowly but surely, people will see the pattern repeating and repeating. They will start getting to know you. They will start asking questions. Sometimes the questions of the comments are not appropriate. They might be, very intrusive, but you understand that being online and exposing yourself sometimes, make people think that they can say whatever, and you need to, develop that thick skin and simply move on, block the person, and continue.
Yeah, and don't worry about those people are like 1 in 10,000, so don't worry about that. I mean, I think, and when you look at advanced tactics video, like yeah, start off with the hook. Don't even don't say hi. Don't talk about your introduction. Get the hook going. Have the call to action, and then other advanced tactics. I mean, storytelling is a big part of it. Whether it's on video, whether it's text based, whether you're sharing stuff. But DMs are a really powerful way to get people's attention. And LinkedIn has a culture of no pitch slaps. So you basically want to start conversations. The best thing you can do is if someone comments on your post, or someone views your profile, or someone comes to one of your events and says yes to it, you just simply say, hey, thank you so much for whatever it was. Thank you for viewing my profile. Thank you for commenting on my post. Thank you for attending my event. How are you? That's it. Or, whenever I get connection requests, I say, hey, thanks so much for the connection request. What about my profile got your attention? I'm always curious. Love to get feedback. And you're trying to engage people on a regular basis, because the people who engage are going to be honestly better connections, the ones that don't. Because the truth is, some people are going to connect with you and you don't know who they are or why they want to connect with you. And I'm like, hey, thanks for the connection request. So what brought my profile to your attention? Like what interests you? Because then I start to see, oh, I'm interested in speaking, I'm interested in TEDx, I'm interested in personal branding. Then I know more specifically what it is versus what I might assume it is. But DMs are a great way to just have conversations, see what people are up to, and then eventually, if you find ways to help one another out, then maybe you can decide to get on a call. So that to me, like, DMs are a very advanced tactic, but you keep it simple, you keep it conversational. You basically try to see if you can help people and get to know them a little bit better. And if things can work out, great. If they don't worry about it. So this is just we're just scraping the surface of all things you do, from basic to intermediate to advanced on LinkedIn. But again, we're doing this because we want you to take that next step and join our workshop. And in the workshop, we will be there live in person. You'll get two of us instead of one person. We'll train you, we'll coach you. There's even going to be a follow-up with a whole bunch of bonuses. So I encourage you to follow us and check out our profiles and what we're doing. And yeah, we'd love to have you join us on that journey if you're based in Toronto. And if you're not, reach out to us anyways, and we can certainly have a conversation. Or you can join us on TLB Club, which is a virtual community. So you certainly can do that too. Ilya, any last words before we close up today?
Well, look, there's the path starts at the beginning. And the beginning will never start if you think that you need to have all the information, all the tools, all the equipment ready before you start creating videos. I started with my phone. I still do it with my phone. This conversation is being recorded in my phone, and I still love it. You want to go and then take the next level, and then you will have the vision of creating your YouTube channel where a more professional camera might be needed, or maybe a better setup, you name it. That will be maybe the following step. But I strongly recommend you to simply start testing the waters, share your videos, and if you still feel hesitant to show yourself and you want to practice, my best piece of advice is create either an Instagram account that no one, that has no followers, or a TikTok account that has no followers, and you simply start sharing videos, sharing private videos that no one has access to, and that allows you to use the tools, because those tools are excellent. You know how Charlie D'Amelio has, created an empire. Her business, which is, one of the top TikTokers in the world. It's simply by using her phone, by using the TikTok tools that were available to her at that time, and she simply started dancing. She started dancing, not doing anything. You might not be the dancer. I'm not a dancer, but I know that I have, valuable information to share with you. And the best tip is this: create an account, make it private, and share videos. And you talking, you will get used to. And at the beginning, for example, for me, was the hardest part was to get used to listening to my voice once I recorded the video. Because one thing is how you sound in your head, and then how the recording happens, and the voice that is transmitted in feedback to you. You might feel shocked, you might feel hesitant, or simply not keen to share it because it might not sound perfect to you. But in the end, as soon as you do it, people will start giving you great feedback. I am sure that it will happen to you.
Yeah, and my final thought is, look, LinkedIn is a great opportunity, but you have to be willing to do the work and start. And as the quote is, done is better than perfect, because perfect's never done. There's also, you have to, you may not be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. So just start with the basics, get it going, get coaching community to help you, and we will get you to where you need to go. But LinkedIn has a huge opportunity for all of you, no matter what level you're at, to build your brand, to build your thought leadership, to start conversations, to build community, and actually, even just build a community of friends and people that you really know, like, and trust, which is actually a really great community to be part of. I did a post today actually around that, and I think it's really important. So, with that, guys, thanks so much for listening in. Thank you, Ilya, for being here as well. You can keep listening to watching this and share your comments and ping us afterwards. But we look forward to seeing you soon. All right.
It's an honor. It's an honor, Bobby. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I look forward to our workshop in September.